Welcome you tune back into another episode of Caution Zone, episode 3 to be exact. We're gonna get right into it today. You know what I'm saying, on the music and the things. I didn't mention last time. No Savage put out a album or mixtape. I'm not sure which one it is. That was, you know what I'm saying, it was a good project. Out of 5 stars, I give it a solid 3.5. You know what I'm saying? It go. It don't got a whole lot of skips, but it got some skips on there. We got Gunna. He put out the deluxe to his Wanna album. I don't know. You know, Gunna is in this bag now where I feel like he just pulling songs that he play around with now and trying to turn them into something, which is, they still hits. That's probably what he's been doing from the beginning. But it was cool. It was cool. I don't remember how many he added to it, but it was a nice. He added, I want to say at least eight songs to that thing. I think he got One Watch with Thug on there. I think that's what it's called. That joint go. He got another. It's a few joints on there that he added. They go. The Baby and Stunner for Vegas dropped a song recently. I think it's called No Dribble. It's cool. It's cool. But for the Gunna deluxe, for the because I'm pretty much rated like I would have rated the album anyway. So it's a solid. I'm gonna say 3.5 stars too. It's good. I like Gunna, so it's like, but it's. I don't know what I wanted from Gunna, but when I hear it, I know type shit. But the Stunner and Baby joint, it's cool. It's a nice little, something to ride to. I like them together, of course. Like, I wish they would just make a whole nother album together or project, anything. Like, they sync so well type shit. I think Drake dropped some shit. I'm a Drake fan, but I don't follow. Drake's such a big artist, I just don't even, like, he's like more of a radio artist. He don't need coverage type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? When Drake dropped, you just know he dropped some shit. It's gonna get to your ears some type of way, I haven't even heard the 2 songs. I heard one of them is called Grease, I think. And, but I know I think he working on an album or something. So, yeah. But recently,
I was shot in both of my feet, and I had to get surgery.
Or went live about the situation, saying she did, in fact, so to kill some of the allegations that if she got shot or not, she did in fact get shot. And she kind of broke down right after, rightfully so. I don't know. I'm not gonna speak whether she should have did that on IG or not. But you got fans. You want to connect to people. You probably feeling backed up with emotion, so you want to release it. You want people to know how you feel. But I ain't really even watched the whole live or the snippet that was posted or whatever. But it was rough for me to watch anyway. I'm like, damn, like you could really see though that she just broke down. And it's sad, man. It still ain't really told what happened, but Also, recently, Youngboy. I don't mention Youngboy enough. Youngboy is that. I think he also would be in my top 10, if not the top 5. Youngboy consistently put out good tracks, good music. But he recently was saying that he's trying to get out of his, I think it's label deal or whatever, his little situation that he in. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too much about how they write up them contracts and all that type of shit, man. But I'm sure them labels, man, it's like any business. It's always going to be hidden information in every contract or even hidden information in the conversation. They might say some shit, you know what I'm saying, that you ain't really understand, but you just brushed over it type shit. You ain't really say, oh, what you mean by that type shit. Like, you gotta start doing that. Like, Like, if you don't understand, get somebody that do understand. That's what you get your own lawyers for or whatever. But I'm just speaking on it to say I hope he able to get out of his situation. You know what I'm saying? He put out so much music. I don't know who he really signed to, but I know at one point he was fucking with Birdman. And he got a history, so to speak, you know, with doing people wrong when it come to contracts. So, but I mean, it was a few other artists that reached out to him. So hopefully, you know, I know he a street nigga. He probably don't want to talk to no other nigga about anything, his business and shit. So, but hopefully he got that shit squared away. You know, even with the Migos, they saying now that they want to take legal action because they feel like they've been missing out on money and all of that. You know, and that's a whole nother situation. Like, you automatically assume that, you know, QC is legit. They like a family. It seems like they all come from the same neighborhood and shit. So, but you never know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm definitely not insinuating that they doing them wrong. Maybe they feel away or something. And I'm not saying that they wrong. That they is getting dead wrong. That they probably is missing out on money. It's just an unfortunate situation. But I'm sure they're gonna get it handled. They great artists, so even if they leave the label or stay with the label, they still gonna be able to, you know, make their fair share of money and hits on top of that. Something I ain't mentioned last time, fucking Kanye for president. Wow. I ain't really want to talk about this in a way because it's like, it's so absurd to me, but at the same time, so was the Donald Trump situation. It was absurd to everybody that these niggas would even be running for president. Now it's like you got regular people that's just, I mean, because like, they're not regular because they're celebrities, but at the same time, you don't have a history in politics, so what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You just a popular figure, and which I guess that's all the president is anyway, because a lot of times, that's the notion is that they just speak for the Congress, or they speak for the rest of the government. They really just the puppet for the government. They ain't really making no decisions. So, but that's why I don't speak on it, because I'm not no politician. I don't know nothing about that shit. So it's like, just I'm speaking on the concept of this nigga actually becoming a fucking president, and the fact that it possibly could happen, like, because you've seen it happen already, like, you know, but, man, this world we coming to, man, is, you never know what can happen. So now it's just like, at this point, everybody should just do whatever the fuck it is you feel you want to do. Like, you most likely might succeed in it because it's going to be somebody who won't back you. It's going to be somebody who won't be on your side, somebody who agree with you, somebody, you know. So it's like, anything's possible in America, man. The NBA is back. Sports is back somewhat, I guess. I don't see, it ain't no big crowd, I guess. I've been missing every fucking game. I'm so mad. I just keep seeing highlights and clips and shit. I'm like, when the fuck do the games be on? But I guess that's also a tip that I ain't got no motherfucking cable, so I don't be saying that shit. But, you know, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? I got my ways of seeing the game. I just need to know when the shit coming on so I can go tune in the way I tune in. But, yeah, man, shit. I've been saying, what's a dude I follow on IG, Famous Lowe's, he be posting all the motherfucking highlights. Like, he the sweetest when they come to highlights, and just his commentary is crazy. But, yeah, like, I've been saying all the highlights from that, it look like these niggas ain't miss a beat. Like, everybody coming back, blazing, playing like they've been playing the whole time, which, like I said, I think they all had the resources to, you know, keep their game up, stay in good shape, stay active. So that shouldn't have been no problem, but it ain't nothing like that competition though. So to see that they just can bounce back and get right back into their jam, that's sweet, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I'm gonna catch a game soon, and that way I can speak more into who out there actually balling. I know niggas is balling though, like the same usual James Harden, LeBron, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Can't wait for football to come. Hopefully by then all this shit to be cleared up a little bit more, because for football you need that atmosphere, man. I'm more of a football fan when it comes to watching, and at heart, like I used to play football, so it's like, you know what I'm saying, football is, that shit is a whole energy, man. My emotions be into that shit when I'm watching football. Like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm like, man, leave me alone to the game come on. Especially my team, the Vikings, our shitty asses, man. We gonna get it together. And I don't even know. I think we only been in history been to the Super Bowl maybe. I don't even want to say maybe 2 times. I think, and I could be lying. We could have probably never even been. But I know I ain't never seen us go in my lifetime. So it's like, man, and we always a lot of times make it to the playoffs, a wild card, and then shit'll go crazy, go left for us. I'm like, man. I mean, I be saying it like I said, I'm a football fan, so I know like our weaknesses. Like a lot of times when we make it to the playoffs, it's like we shouldn't have made it to the playoffs because we're not ready for the niggas that's in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit the games, the teams we played, not no disrespect to any team. I mean, we was good enough to beat them, but are we good enough to beat everybody? You know what I'm saying? So it's like them niggas, they piss me off almost every year, but gotta stay a fan, man. You know, I know and then, you know, it's weird for motherfuckers to say, oh, you a fan of the Vikings, but you live in the DMV area. Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, I don't really believe in all that, like, you need to be for the home team. It's cool, like, for me, it's cool, like, don't disrespect them. Like I don't got no hate for the Redskins, for real. Like, when we play them, hell yeah, I'm talking my shit like everybody else. Like, I'm not no Cowboy fan. Them the only ones I feel like really got hate for them for whatever reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all, for the most part, I think they, in history, like, the Cowboys probably been a little bit better, but they've been about the same. So, but that's just their rival. That's a rival thing. Like, I feel the same way about Green Bay, even though I ain't in them regions, so I don't really feel it like how the Redskins feel it here. But yeah, it's like, I feel like don't have no hate for the team. If you in the DMV area, you can like who you like. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you don't gotta be like, oh, the Redskins some shit and all that. Like, for what? You like your team, you don't gotta do that. You from, you know what I'm saying? But, and it ain't like everybody who played for the fucking Redskins lives in the DMV area. So it ain't like you like disrespecting them niggas that's from your hometown. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. Into my mostly opinion segment. They always steady dropping hints all day long. Oh, we should go here, we should go there. I seen this, I like this. Okay. A real nigga who's thinking about getting that shit for you, he adding all that shit up in his head. He like, man, she just said about $2,000 worth of shit, you know what I'm saying, she wanted to do. And that's light. That's on some light shit, like just eating and clothes type shit. She ain't even got into her trip bag yet. So it's like, man, you gotta be bringing something to the table at all times. That's why I'm saying don't be dependent on nobody. Like, work on yourself as much as you can instead of trying to work with somebody else. A lot of people don't know how to be by themselves. Because this is why it's mostly opinions, because it's just my opinion. At the same time, people put up with a lot of shit. Like, a lot of times, y'all not meant to be living together. You know what I'm saying? Your energy ain't matching. You know what I'm saying? That's causing you a lot of, stress and trauma for real. You know what I'm saying? Because you got other shit that's piling up daily on top of whatever you dealing with at home. You don't want to be dealing with nothing at home like that. So, and I'm speaking from, of course, a nigga who live alone. So it's like, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with having company for a day or so. And then I'm like, all right, well, I need my space back. Because it's like, unless that person you vibing with or whatever, like, you going to get to that point, of course, where you want to build a family and eventually live with somebody and hold it down. But until you show, like, don't just be moving anybody to fucking with you. Like, just because, like, I know a lot of times nowadays it's a financial thing. Like, oh, we can help each other. And that's if y'all helping each other, because we also still thinking about the aspect that she moving in with you, or even a nigga moving in with her, and you think you just gonna be at a lamp all day, or you gonna go outside and trap, or whatever, get your money how you get it, buy whatever you like to buy, and still just come in the house and not do shit, you know what I'm saying? So, but, or like I said, female moving in, and you know, but a lot of times a female will take it as, which a nigga could take it that way too. If you moving me in, you know what I'm saying, you been paying the bill, like why should I help you? Which is it's a valid way of thinking maybe, but at the same time it's like, nah, you should want to help. You should want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, like contribute something. Because you don't want to be anybody to be able to tell you, unless you just don't care. Because that's another factor. If you don't care what nobody think, you going to do how you going to live, how you going to live regardless of what anybody's saying. So I ain't talking to them people. But I'm talking to the people who not sure, you know what I'm saying, if you a lamp or if you're not sure if you should contribute. Yeah, you should. Like, you should just at least try or mention it or something. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, I feel like as black people in America, or me being a young black man, like, don't be so defensive. Like, let your guard down sometimes. Like, and it's just not even like, of course, be aware, be prepared for anything. But I'm just speaking as like, even when people just talking to you, sometimes you don't assess everything what people say. Sometimes you hear it and you calculate it a certain way, and then off the rip, you are already defensive. So the way you respond might not be what you really wanted to say. That's why a lot of times people regret the shit they say. But take a moment. You don't gotta respond right away if you don't know what to say to that, or you ask some questions before you respond the way you think you might want to. You know what I'm saying? Because conversations is everything. You might that might be the last time you talk to that person. And you don't want that to be what you said, or make sure you meant whatever you said, like, basically, so you can stand on what you're saying, like, because I'm big on that, like, the shit that I say, I'm not just speaking on my ass. I don't talk just to talk. So it's like, if I say something, I mean it, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to hold my word, like, be true to your word and all that, you know what I'm saying? I was chopping it up with some of my good men about this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, who the goats are slaying these bitches in the industry? Like, I was just thinking, first off rip, I got two, Wayne and Future. Fuck you talking about, like, Future been slaying them. And then that's some, I ain't even know, like, because I don't know who. I'm sure they all getting ass. Look, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't no celebrity, but at the same time, like, them niggas are known for that type shit. So it's like, who else is known for that besides them, for real? Like, I don't really know too many other people. I could say Chris Brown, but he don't really put his business out there like that, which is cool. Like, nigga, I'd be just like that. You ain't gonna know. You would think I'm a fucking virgin, like, cause I'm not out here just saying, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that shit crazy. I'm like, them niggas to go. Them niggas need a crown for that shit, man. Like, they've been doing it. They didn't, just as far as having some of the jumps that people know about, like, you know, the females that with some type of notoriety or got notoriety from them, they like the ghost of that shit. We got a couple versus ideas, I guess. Well, one, I guess, is really happening now. 2 Chainz versus Rick Ross. I'm gonna be honest. I did watch the Snoop and DMX joint. That's the first joint that I pretty much watched, like, almost all the way through. That shit was lit. Like, that shit was lit. Like, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of DMX songs I didn't know. I thought I knew more of DMX music than I did, but most of the Snoop joints I knew, like, all the Snoop joints. I'm like, damn, Snoop wasn't winning by far, but like I said, no, DMX did his motherfucking thing, man. Like, DMX, that nigga true artist, like, them niggas, the dog versus the dog, for real, that shit was crazy. Like, that shit was almost like being at a concert, for real. Like, I don't remember, I seen a lot of clips from the other verses. I don't think none of them was as good as that one, so I guess they getting better from what I've been told. Also, people was trying to put Chris Brown up against Usher. That's gonna be a tough one, or would be a tough one. But I do think, even though Usher, like, he almost like one of the ghosts of the R&B shit, but I think Chris might have him just because he got so much music, and he kind of started early, and so he got some of the older generation, I feel like, and then he got of course, the newer generation, he's still going. So it's like, I think he might have that. And that just I don't even know how they score. the verses, or if they even say who won on that. But you know, that's just like, I think Chris might have it. Like Chris got some bangers. Usher got that shit too though. Like Usher, like first 2 or 3 albums is just all smashes. So it's like it's gonna be one of them type of jumps, you know. But even with back to the Chains and Ross, I know definitely more Chains song. I feel like Chains, he might have this one, but I mean Ross got a catalog though. I ain't gonna sleep on him, but I don't feel like his joint's gonna be impactful as 2 Chainz joint. Like, it's something about that Atlanta wave, and just when they, you know what I'm saying, once he was in his, he had a good run too, like at one point. But I think Rick Ross run probably a little longer as far as how much more. I think Ross probably got more music, and I'm not sure. Well, they probably got the same amount of music, but as far as music that's notable or whatever like that, like I think Ross might got more, but Chainz had I feel like a better run than Ross. I don't know. That's gonna be a tough one. That might be a draw. Then you got, what's the nigga that the white, I ain't gonna say the white nigga, but the white dude, Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. They supposed to be boxing. Man, let me tell you, Nate Robinson look like he's still in good shape. I ain't know Jake Paul was a boxer or been training or whatever, but that might be a good little fight. I mean, good little exhibition. You know, of course it's gonna be like Conor versus Floyd. It ain't gonna be a real fight. Like I felt like in the first 2 rounds, like I watched that fight. I felt like in like the first 2 rounds, them niggas was really trying to get at each other. But then they realized, okay, we got too much money in this shit, and it just became a show type of shit after that. And, I mean, of course, I think this fight is supposed to probably be a donation fight, of course, or something like that, so it's not like they getting paid off this or they taking this as into their career as a L or W. But, you know, I'm sure it should be fun to watch. Then you got, God damn it, main event. If this ever really happens, Mike and Roy Jones. The Iron Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. And, all right, straight up, I'm just go ahead and keep it a bean. Mike might beat the dog shit out of him, but that's my man, Roy Jones. Like, that was always my favorite boxer. Like, no kissy, like, that was my favorite boxer. Like, but I respected everybody else. Like Muhammad Ali would be, of course, my second. Tyson would be in my maybe top 10. I'm not a big fan of fights that don't go long, or, you know what I'm saying, because he knocked niggas out. That's cool. Yeah, you a dog for that, but like I want to see a fight too at the same time. So, but I can't blame him for that. Like he just knocks niggas out. So you know what I'm saying. But Roy used to have that, man. That counter work was something. Like, if he could have perfected it more or just stayed in his bag a little bit more, he could have probably been undefeated. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and that's another thing. Like, I feel like his career ended in a bad way. Like, he started taking a lot of L's, and, you know, but I didn't really follow him towards I know I seen him lose to this one white boy, and I was like, man, I'm through with this nigga. Like, I was blown because I was like, this nigga should have easily whipped him. I don't remember who he was. He might not even been white. He might have been like some Colombian nigga or something like that. But the nigga got, you know, he just like got beat the fuck up in front of my eyes. I was like, I paid for this? I'm like, come on, man. I was through. But, you know what I'm saying? Shit. I hope they both, you know, and like matchup wise, like looking at him, like, Mike, everybody say Mike looked like he in good shape, of course, for his age. I don't think none of them is in boxer shape though. Like, of course they not in their prime, but I'm saying just boxer shape. Like, you got to be able to train a certain way. But they boxers. They might not have never lost it. They might have stayed in the gym, probably not as intense, but they probably stayed in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't saying they lost the beat because I can't get in there and probably fuck with neither one of them at the age they at right now. But at the same time, that's gonna be a fight for one. Somebody clearly gonna have the advantage, and right now, but like the advantage is gonna be the endurance. I feel like, or whoever, you know. And of course, I think Roy is younger. Of course, Roy's younger, so you might think he might have a little bit more endurance, but you never know. Mike is a dog, man. Of course, the clips. If you say any of the clips, he looking like he's still that old, that you know, that young. But I'm saying the old Mike, but the young Mike. You know what I'm saying? So he's still putting them bitches together. But man, I can't wait to see it. Like I feel like they about the same size. Roy might be like an inch taller than him, but it should be a good fight, man. This was a great episode. You know what I'm saying? Catch me next week on a Wednesday again for the next episode of Cautious Zone. It's your boy Uno, not a dose.